Alright, people. This is a Raspberry Pi 5. And this is the Garry's Mod Toolgun. So how exactly would you go about turning this into this? Well, it's a little more complicated than I bargained for, but sure, I'll go through with it. Somewhere around September of 2016, I was introduced to Garry's Mod, a sandbox game where you could do practically anything. I mean, just look at this. Who wouldn't want to play something like this?
Whoa!
Black Mesa,
What the
the
hell?
finest place in
That
all of
was
the,
my
in all of the
superpower.
North Pole.
The hell?
Well, look, Gordon, it's cold in here too.
It is cold in here too. I guess we're at the cold department. Or
The
something.
cold department?
Wait, hold on.
Dangerous.
This is where
Cold
Black Mesa activates winter mode. Anyways, Garry's Mod is very special to me because it turned into my unhealthy obsession with Valve software. That's a story for another day, though. Right now, I want to explain how the hell I got this idea in the first place. Say around 2021 or so, I learned of the existence of this elusive Garry's Mod prop toolgun, and yes, this is official, but I wouldn't be surprised if you had no idea of its existence, since it was only made up to 100 units, and was only ever found in conventions. Yeah, you can imagine that these things are pretty damn rare. Ever since then, I've had this saved to my eBay searches, to no avail. And honestly, even if I did manage to get my hands on one, these things are boring as hell. I mean, as far as I know, the only thing that happens when you pull the trigger of it is the lights on the side light up. It doesn't even make the toolgun noise. It's kind of boring. I mean, the thing doesn't even spin on its own. It doesn't have any functionality other than the lighting or something. So then I started thinking, what if I took a Raspberry Pi, a display, connected it to the Raspberry Pi, and slapped that on a toy revolver? Okay, it's a little bit more complicated than that. Of course, I'm gonna need brackets to be able to place the Raspberry Pi on the revolver along with the screen, but, you know, that's for later. What I wanted now was something functional to get the ball rolling. And, at the time, you know, I was a child. You could imagine that I did not have money. Fast forward to maybe a month ago when I started reconsidering the logistics of this project. What I knew I wanted at the time was a Raspberry Pi, so naturally, I got the latest one, the Raspberry Pi 5. Of course I needed a display that would fit the toolgun, so I got this one. It worked perfectly for what I needed it to. Unfortunately, it only runs Linux, so initially, my plan was to run Android on this thing, so I had to throw that out the window. The UI itself is built entirely on top of Unity, which you may be wondering, wouldn't it make more sense to use something more lightweight? Yes, but I have multiple years of experience in Unity, so that's what I ended up using, fuck you. That certainly complicated things, though. Unity doesn't have an ARM-based compiler for Linux, so I was kind of stuck having to emulate it with Box64. It worked perfectly. I mean, it ended up working out in the end, so I don't care. It works. Of course, the toolgun doesn't have the display connected to the board on the gun, so naturally, I needed to find a ribbon cable. This one ended up looking really good, and it works perfectly for this type of project. I don't actually have much to talk about with the development for this, so you know what? Let's just throw up some early footage of me messing around with it. It's a very, simple application. It just has scrolling text, and the time actually works, which I wanted. Hell yeah, dude. Oh, this runs like a charm. You know, I've played Half-Life on some pretty stupid things. This is by far one of the stupidest things I've played Half-Life on. It's very basic right now, and it probably will stay very basic. But yeah, it is like Garry's mod. So, what now? Well, as I said, I don't have the actual revolver yet, so naturally that's probably where I'm going to go next. Going being the keyword because I don't have money. This one is quite expensive, but it's the one that I based the entire project on, so I might as well go through with it. I'm not going to be updating this in a video-based format very frequently, so if you want to take a look at and see, you know, what I've been working on in regards to the project, this website is a perfect place to do it. It's on the homepage of my website, but if you're too lazy, you can go to the link in the description. And of course, if you want to talk to me about the project, join my Discord. It's the best way to get in contact with me. I'm pretty much on there every single second of every day. I guess the next portion of this project that I'm going to be focusing on right now is learning how to make brackets for stuff like this, because I've never done it, and I have no idea where I would even begin. So I guess that's a good place to say that if you have any experience making brackets for anything whatsoever, please reach out. I would like to have your insight. Anyways, I don't know what else to do. This is all I had planned for the video. Goodbye.